Hey everyone, this is Nathan here from NQ Productions, and welcome back to NQ Archives. Now, in today's episode of NQ Archives, we're taking a look back at an animation that I surprisingly made 4 years ago. I keep on thinking that I made it a lot sooner, but nope, that date doesn't lie, and the animation we're talking about in episode 17 is the Chipmunks and the Chipettes test animations. The Chipmunks and the Chipettes test animations was a video that I released on February 3rd, 2022. The animation was actually supposed to release at the end of 2021, but I didn't finish the video in time, so it got delayed to the start of 2022. Heh, not the first time I've delayed an animation featuring the Chipmunks. Anyways, the Chipmunks and the Chipettes test animations currently has over 20,000 views, when honestly, I feel like it deserves a lot more since, in my opinion, this is one of the best videos and one of the best animations I've made on the channel, and I will tell you why. But before we do that, if you guys enjoy this video and you want to see more content and NQ Archives episodes from me, then make sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. That'd be greatly appreciated. The support helps keep this channel running and it allows me to make more awesome content for you all. Anyways, with all of that out of the way, let's talk about the Chipmunks and the Chipettes test animations. So, as the title implies, the Chipmunks and the Chipettes test animations consist of a bunch of test animations that have to do with all 6 chipmunks from the Alvin and the Chipmunks franchise. There's 5 test animations in total, all of which feature one of the 6 chipmunks, with the exception of the last one that stars 2 of the chipmunks. And the way we're going to break things down is talk about the stuff that applies to each test animation, like the voice acting, animation, etc., and then we talk about each test animation on its own. Got it? Cool. So, let's talk about what is easily the best part of the Chipmunks and the Chipettes test animations, the visuals. The animation is absolutely fantastic, and despite the lack of backgrounds for all 5 test animations, everything else is stellar. First off, the character designs still look great for the Chipmunks and the Chipettes, as the designs are the exact same as they were in my Never Gonna Give You Up remake and the Christmas animation. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Secondly, the character animation is great. The Chipmunks and the Chipettes are super expressive and have great lip syncing during the entire video. And on top of that, there's a lot of fun transitions, like the elephant toothpaste explosion and the whoosh when it goes from Jeanette to Eleanor in their test animation. Another aspect of the visuals that's good is the animation in the eyes. Why do I say that? Well, in my previous Alvin and the Chipmunks animations, the characters looked a bit lifeless due to the lack of eye movement. But this time, in the Chipmunks and the Chipettes test animations, the eyes move a lot more often, and due to the improved character animation and facial expressions, the eyes do not look lifeless this time. And lastly, there's just a lot of small details that I like in this video. Jeanette's little tail wag in this shot, Simon hitting the keyboard shortcut to save his Word document, are the little things that show that I put a lot of effort into this animation. Not only does it look great, but it sounds great as well. The sound effects are really good, the music fits for each test animation, and the voice acting is really well done.
You finished with your mix, Eleanor?
And keep in mind, all of the voices are done by yours truly, so that makes the voice acting even more impressive. Overall, this video has really high production quality, and it's up there as one of the best looking videos I've made here on NQ Productions. But what about the test animations themselves? Do they have good scenarios? Are the personalities of the characters accurate? Well, let's find out. Starting off with the simplest test animation, walking, the one with Alvin walking across the screen. And despite being really short and straightforward, I like this test animation. Alvin's walk cycle looks really good, and I feel like it makes sense for Alvin to say hello to the audience. You know, he's in the spotlight, which is an aspect of Alvin's personality. So, the scenario of him walking across the screen fits. So yeah, despite being really simple, this first test animation is pretty solid. Then we have Simon's test animation, typing, where he's working on a school project. This is another simple one, but I like all of the small details I added. Like the fact that the project Simon is working on has to do with climate change, the layout of his Word document, the fact that his laptop is all blue, and I think the moment where he's relieved that his project is done is pretty funny. Another solid test animation in my eyes. Theodore's baking and eating animation is probably the second best one. Don't worry, we'll get to my favorite test animation soon. The animation for Theodore opening the oven looks amazing, the scenario fits Theodore's personality with him being into the culinary arts and being a big eater, and it's just really fun to watch. I love the baking and eating test animation.
So good.
Brittany's posing test animation, on the other hand, is another basic one. All she's doing is just posing for the camera, which, don't get me wrong, it's a very fitting animation for a character like Brittany since she's a bit of a beauty guru and wants to look pretty, but this test animation is just fine. Easily the weakest test animation out of the 5. And then we have Jeanette and Eleanor's experimenting test animation, which is easily the best one. All of the highlights from the entire Chipmunks and Chipettes test animations video are in this experimenting animation. The dynamic between Eleanor and Jeanette is really good, the elephant toothpaste explosion looks awesome, and seeing the two sisters put everything together is not only a fun showcase on how to make elephant toothpaste, trust me, I had to do some research to make sure all the ingredients matched those that are used to make elephant toothpaste, but it's fun to watch. All of those reasons are why the Jeanette and Eleanor test animation is the best one in my opinion. If I had to rank each test animation from best to worst, it would go experimenting, baking and eating, typing, walking, and then posing. And keep in mind, the posing animation is still a 6.5 out of 10. There's not a single dud in the cast, and I'm very glad we ended things off on a high note. So, that's my thoughts on the Chipmunks and the Chipettes test animations. In my opinion, this is one of the best animations I've ever made. This is like in the top 5 in my eyes, up there with other peak animations like the Follow Me music video, the Die in a Fire music video, and more. The video has amazing visuals accompanied by great character designs and character animation. The sound design and voice acting are solid, every test animation fits each Chipmunks' personality, and the video is super fun to watch. I would highly recommend you guys watch this video. It deserves a lot more attention. And as for my rating, I'm giving the Chipmunks and the Chipettes test animations a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, it's that good. Any issues that I have with this animation are just tiny nitpicks, while everything else ranges from good to spectacular. Nice job, Alvin. You, your brothers, your girlfriend, and your girlfriend's sisters all star in one of the best animations created by me. Well, there you have it. That was episode 17 of NQ Archives. So, what did you guys think of my Chipmunks and Chipettes test animations video? Let me know down in the comments below. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching the video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!